Okay. So everybody should be able to hear now, yes? You hearing things? Okay. Just going to tune a little bit, and then we'll get started. So, as everybody, pretty much everybody that's here knows, I was in Nashville last week, and I went for a songwriter's workshop, and I knew the woman that was teaching the workshop because we had worked together on some songs over the pandemic via Zoom. She's an amazing songwriter. She just finished writing a song recently with Vince Gill. But I didn't know anybody else. I just signed up and decided that I was going to do this. Shabbat Shalom, by the way. And it is totally outside of my comfort zone to do something like that, to really go, to eat by myself, much less to Nashville. But I did it. And it was amazing, and I was so happy that I went, because my worst fear was that I was going to be, I was going to get there and be like, I wish I was home, But I wasn't. I mean, I did miss everybody, but I was happy that I was there. So I'm going to sing Gesher Tzar Ode to open up the service, which is on page 643 if you want to find it. If you have a thin book, you're going to be looking at the numbers in brackets. And the basic concept here, she's got it in English because Alana does that for us. The most important thing is on the other side of fear. And I never really thought of it that way until I had this experience, and I was like, the most important thing is on the other side of fear, because having the courage to do the things that are important is important. So it has a little bit of a different meaning for me. I always thought of it as like on the other side of something terrible, not just something I was afraid of. So here we go. The most important thing is on the other side. The most important thing is on the other side. The most important thing is on the other side of fear. צר, גשר צר מאוד. Would anybody like to light the candles? Sure. Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let's turn to page 126. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a minion. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. We continue on page 138 with Lechadodi. Lechadodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat, nikabela. Lechadodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat, nikabela. Shamor v'zachor, v'dibor echad, v'shmianu, ve'ela meyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shmo echad, l'shemo tiferet, v'li tehila. Lechadodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat, nikabela. Lechadodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat, nikabela. Yitoreri, ki va'orei, umi uri, shir daveri, kevod Adonai aleik nigla. Lechadodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat, nikabela. Lechadodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat, nikabela. And now we rise and turn to greet the Sabbath bride. Aha! Here comes the Sabbath bride. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'sola, toch emunei am segula, Adodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Yekabela, Adodi, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Yekabela, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, 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 la 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 la. And now we rise for the Baruch Hu. You're already risen. Which can be found on page 146. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vaed. And we turn the page for Ma'ariv Aravim. Roll into dark. Roll into dark, roll into light. Oh, here comes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Boreyom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshev, golel mipnei choshev, v'choshev mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. And we turn the page, 150, for Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Hukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, B'shogbeinu u'v'kumenu, Nasiach b'chukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, U'v'mitzvotecha, Le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, Ve'orech yameinu, U'vahem negeh yomam v'layla. V'ahavata kal tasir mimenu leolamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto leolam vaed. Please be seated. I do. There's so much room here for activities. I'm just all spread out all over the place. We continue with the Via Hafta on page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavcha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha b'derech u'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leod al yadecha והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. I like this little reading at the bottom of page 155. It's literally just one line. Judaism is a doing which can be grasped only by the heart. I like that. That's nice. Let's see. Let's read responsively at the top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. No ratilot, no ratilot, osef eleh. No ratilot, no ratilot, osef eleh. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. No ratilot, no ratilot, osef eleh. No ratilot, no ratilot, osef eleh. Malchutecha ravonecha, bokeyam lifnei Moshe. Zelianu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. No ratihilot, no ratihilot, osef eleh. No ratihilot, no ratihilot, osef eleh. That was another reason that I went to the songwriting workshop was that when I first got here, within like the first 5 years, I had written several pieces, and this was one of them. And at somewhere along the line, I kind of stalled out creatively, and I really felt like I needed to get kick-started. And I honestly feel that it was the perfect experience and opportunity to do that. We're going to turn the page for Hashkivenu. I think I might just need to tune a little bit. You can keep noodling. I love those chords. Hashkivenu, Eloheinu l'shalom. Hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom. Hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom. Hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. L'chaim. Ushmor tzeitenu avoinu l'chaim shalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Uforos aleinu sukat shlomecha, baruch atah Adonai, ha'poris sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. And we turn to page 162. Just need to put on my capo. I haven't lost my capo yet. Miracles happen. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, but not keep their book open. Okay. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed. And if you can just relax a moment, because every time I use my capo, I have to retune my guitar. Okay. Close enough. Whoop. Okay, here we go. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvin b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam oti le'olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Shvi, Shabbat Vainavash, Shabbat Vainavash, Shabbat Vainavash. Veshamru B'nei Yisrael HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat Lidorotam Berit Olam. Okay, and we're going to continue with the tefillah, the Amidah, the central blessings of our service, which can be found on page 166. And we rise. Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Emotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei HaKol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, u'Mevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'elam Adonai, Michayei HaKol atah Rab le'Hoshia. Michakel Chaim b'Chesed, Michayei HaKol b'Rachamim Rabim. So make noflim v'rofei cholim, u'matir asurim, u'mekayem emunato lishenei afar. Mi chamocha ba'al givurot, u'mido melach, melech memit u'mechayeh, u'matzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atal hachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Michayei hakol. 170. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'kol yom yehallelu Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Let's turn to page 173 and read together at the top of the page. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Please be seated. I've had, like a month ago, you all know I had COVID, and I've had this cough for an entire month. So if I drink a bit of water or suck on a lozenge, that is why, because I think it's taking its toll. All right. And we are going to continue with Ritzeh, which can be found on page 175. Good. Ritzeh, Adonai Eloheinu, be'amcha if I can find a reading that I came upon at one point in the festival service for Ritzay, because it's really nice. So let me just see if I can find it. That's your hold music. Excuse me. Okay. If you want to follow along, you can turn to page 485, and then we'll flip back to the other service. Know this, that each and every shepherd has a unique melody of his own. Know this, that every blade of grass has a unique song of its own. And from the song of the grass comes the melody of the shepherd. How beautiful and pleasant it is when one hears their song. It is very good to pray among them and enjoy to serve the ineffable. And from the song of the grass, the heart becomes filled with longing. And when the heart is filled with song and with longing for Eretz Yisrael, a great light goes forth from the holiness of the land upon it. And from the song of the grass comes the melody of the heart. And we turn back to page 176 for our prayer of gratitude. Modi manach nulach. Modi manach nulach, she'atahu Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu le'olam va'ed, sur chayenu magen yishenu, atahu l'dor vador. We read together at the top of page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lehodot. And now, on page 178, you can find Shalom Rav, our prayer of peace. Oof. What? I expect more of Gibson. Okay. And my guitar is like, I expect more of you. Okay, here we go. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Tassim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Tassim Leolam. Ki atahu melevadon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasi Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasi Leolam. Tasi Leolam. Tasi Leolam. And now we look inward for a moment of silent prayer, seeking our own personal conversation, reflecting on our week, reflecting on what has gone well, thanking God for what has, and even that when what hasn't gone well is okay because we're surrounded by people that support us and love us. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol haolam. All right, settle in, people. No, I'm just kidding. Most of you probably know, but maybe not all of you, that Rabbi Moskowitz, our fearless leader, while doing quite well, thank goodness, tested positive for COVID a couple of days ago. So she is thankfully not suffering too badly, but she's not here. And because she's not here, I was told I don't have to give a sermon. And I'm not really giving a sermon. But I am going to reflect a little bit about my experience in Nashville because if you don't know, I was at a songwriting workshop in Nashville this past week, and I wanted to share a little bit of why I found it so meaningful. So I'm watching the time, because if I go over 10 minutes, I quit. I wanted this service to be 1 hour, so I could gloat about it, so that I could say, I can do it. I can have a 1 hour service when I'm by myself, but it's probably not going to happen because I'm already talking too much. Okay, so I'm, as you can see, very technologically advanced. There's iPad, and then there's MyPad. So this is what I'm going to be reading, just some notes that I had jotted down. So I went to Nashville, and if you've been following services at all, you know that the first really, really cool thing that happened was I rented an apartment around the corner from where I was going to be learning, and it turned out to be Michael Oakes' apartment. Michael Oakes, who wrote the Oseh Shalom that we just sang, along with several other pieces that I think are some of the most well-written music for Jewish services out there contemporarily. And I just thought that that was so cool, and I kind of joked around that I was going to go through his drawers. But sadly, there was nothing of interest in Michael Oakes' drawers, and I didn't meet him. So that was a little anticlimactic, but still okay. I was really, really excited about going to Nashville because I have been there once in my life. It was overnight. It was about 30 years ago, and I remember absolutely nothing that happened. And I can report to you that I saw absolutely nothing in Nashville. I didn't get to. I wanted to. I took some walks, but I wanted to go to the Country Music Hall of Fame. I wanted to see the Ryman Auditorium. There were lots of things that I wanted to do, but they kept us really, really busy. And I was also not incredibly well, so when I was trying to walk around, I was hacking and frightening people because we live in a world where coughing is no longer allowed. And then if you try not to cough, you sputter and make horrible sounds that frighten everyone. So the workshop was held at a place called Scarrett Bennett Center. And it's this huge, complex church kind of complex. I mean, certainly it used to be a working church, and I believe in some ways it still is. But it totally looks like Hogwarts. The first day that I was there, I had no idea where I was going, and I was walking through all these, stone archways, and there were signs all over the place. But I have to say that their signage is pretty good, because there is no way I would have found that place if I had not had some good signage to get me there. And I thought it was very interesting. They described themselves as a faith-based non-profit conference event and retreat center dedicated to the mission of radical hospitality. So that
T-shirts that
yes. So I think part of their radical hospitality is making sure that you get to where you're supposed to be as opposed to wandering around all day. So the woman that led the songwriting workshop was Mary Gaucher. Mary Gaucher is a Nashville songwriter. I was mentioning earlier that the last collaboration she did was with Vince Gill, and she's done many, many collaborations, and her songs have been recorded by people, very well-known people. She's a songwriter. If you're looking for a big, giant country voice, it's not her. She's more of a folk singer, but she is absolutely excellent at what she does and really, really good at teaching the art of songwriting. One time I sang one of her songs at services. I don't know if you remember, I sang a song called The War After the War. She is part of this group that writes songs with veterans that have come home from abroad and have difficulty expressing themselves. And so she writes songs with them. And the things that she gets out of these people with PTSD and all kinds of other issues are absolutely heartbreaking and beautiful. And she also works with their families. And the war after the war was what it's like for the wives and the children of soldiers that come home, and how difficult it is. And that's the war after the war. So I was really very excited to work with her. I have worked with her before, but never in person, only over Zoom during the pandemic. So it was a very eclectic collection of songwriters. Other than two people that were quite young, the youngest was 16, and then there was a college student, and then the rest of them were, I would say, either my age or older, interested in songwriting, been songwriting for a long time with varying degrees of experience and skill. There were two other Jewish gentlemen there, and I think it's hilarious, but they were just everywhere. Every time I turned around, they were like around me, you know. They weren't rude, and they certainly weren't trying to do anything untoward, but even in the picture of the group at the end, like I'm sitting next to one of them and the other one is standing behind me. It's just sort of like they felt this magnetic need to be close to the cancer in the room. But what was really, really remarkable was the level of honesty and the rawness and the willingness to really put feelings on the line and write songs about their own experiences. And I mean, twice I was weeping, and I'm not much of a crier. It like happens randomly when I'm not expecting it, which is really annoying because then you can't like prepare. But one man wrote a song about his son dying of cancer. And it was just stunning and gorgeous and horrible. And then another man was a retired Salvation Army minister in the UK. And he wrote another gorgeous song that brought me to tears. And then when he discovered that I was a cantor, he came up to me because he wanted me to read a song that he wrote after a pilgrimage to Israel, the day that they had gone to Yad Vashem. Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Museum in Israel, it was very, very, very meaningful to him. And he wrote a song, and he wanted me to tell him what I thought of it. And to me, it was just, we always say, these museums, they're so difficult, and we go, and we go because we witness, but how much more important it is for people that aren't Jewish to go and have an understanding of what really happened, especially when so many deniers exist today. But I'll just read you a couple verses just so. It said, 14 years old, all hope was gone. Everyone he loved had died, and he was left there on his own. They'd taken away his family, taken away his home. They'd stripped him of all dignity, but couldn't take away his soul. They say, look at your past and learn from your mistakes. Does history repeat itself? It would seem to be the case. The killing fields of Cambodia, ethnic cleansing in Bosnia, genocide in Rwanda, the list goes on and on and on. And the name of the song is Will We Ever Learn? And then this other gentleman that wasn't Jewish either, comes up to me with this list of things, and he calls it Shalom, Shalom. And I was joking around with him because if you know that Beatles song that goes, hello, hello, I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. So I was like, Shalom, Shalom, because it means hello and goodbye. I'm funny that way. So, but someday that'll pop up in a service, I can guarantee it. But it was just this list of things. It was sometimes the weight we carry is too heavy. We may lose some as it drops to the ground. Sometimes the Creator sends us a white dove. There are times when it seems we still have no answer. Many a time still in our grief, there can be no instant relief. We can always trust the Creator and that He has an answer. And, I think what I thought was remarkable as well was just that even the people that were there that had no desire to attach their songwriting to liturgy or religion, all seemed to have a very, very spiritual vein. You know, they all really struggled and expressed a deep spirituality, struggled with and expressed a deep spirituality. And one night I was in my room, my little apartment, and I was watching a show on HBO. I don't know if you've seen Expats. It's like a new Nicole Kidman show about a family living in, it's Hong Kong? Is that where it is? And there's a scene. This family has lost a child. Their young child was abducted. And the husband, who is not religious, starts going to church just because he needs somewhere where he can just go and sit and think. And he doesn't go for a while, and the minister of this church shows up at his house, and he was having dinner with the family, and they were discussing, you know, his personal life and how he had gotten divorced, and it had created a lot of problems for him within the church. And the mother was like, well, why didn't you leave the church? And he told this story, and it's short, but I thought it was so incredibly poignant. So it said, he was talking about a soldier that came home. The minister was talking about a friend of his, a soldier that came home from Afghanistan, a medevac helicopter pilot. And he came back, and he was, you know, suffering from all kinds of problems, you know, post-traumatic stress disorder and other results of that kind of trauma and stress. And the minister asked him, because he decided to go back to Afghanistan, and he said, how can you go back, you know, after, you know, surviving and you know, coming home and starting to heal? And he said, the medevac helicopter pilot said, soldiers, even when unconscious, hear the sound of an approaching medevac helicopter. It lifts their vital signs. Just the sound of help coming brings them back to life. And that's why he had to go back, to be that sound. And the minister said, I realized I didn't join the ministry to be an example of moral perfection. I joined because I hoped to be the sound of the helicopter. And I just thought that expressed so beautifully why I do what I do. Because music is really my helicopter, you know. That's, I am a pilot of my musical helicopter, and, you know, sometimes I write Jewish music and sometimes I don't, but I feel like it's kind of like giving birth as a Jewish woman. It's a song, and I birthed it, so it's Jewish. Because I made it. Sometimes I can, you know, pinpoint the Jewish reason that we do things when I'm trying to speak to somebody, to uplift them, to comfort them. And sometimes I can't. I can give you the human reason. And if I may, the Jewish reason really is the human reason. It's just distilled through a Jewish lens, which doesn't necessarily make it better or more special, but maybe familiar. For some, maybe not. And I just think it's important to always have an open mind about what I can bring to services that may not necessarily be specifically Jewish, but that I think will be the helicopter for somebody in the room. I always have that kind of intention. It's never something that I'm setting out to do to move away from being more traditional. And I find that the people that I gravitate towards are the people that they aren't stuck. They're open to change. Because one of the first night, one of the participants, we were all at a dinner together, was asking me about my opinion on Israel, which of course was exactly what I wanted to be talking about. But he said, why is this happening? And I said, because it is two groups of people that are suffering from this inherited trauma, and they are stuck, very much stuck in that trauma, and they can't get away from it. And I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. I wish that we could see an end to this, because I think it's just exhausting the world of what little resources we have to stay sane and to continue to be good to each other in so far as we can. So I wrote a song. It's a love song. I do not write love songs. I write songs about trauma and really difficult, dark stuff as a more cathartic thing when it comes to writing secular music. And I really wanted to take a swing at writing something that wasn't dark. So I'm going to sing this for you, and then we'll move on. Why is it not? Oh, because I'm turning the wrong note. Oh, Gibson, I'm sorry. Well, it would have been an hour-long service if I didn't have to keep tuning my guitar. I'm convinced. All right. Oops. Okay, let's see. You invited me inside of your favorite place to hide, and I knew that it was wholly where I stood. My suitcase hit the floor, I didn't need it anymore. You asked me if I'd stay, I said I would. Paint is always peeling, cobwebs hanging from the ceiling. Every draft is welcome through its walls. The fireplace is warm, and though the couch is old and torn, there's no more cozy place I can recall. This little house is falling apart. So many memories, I can feel it's beating hard. In this little house, I'm no longer alone. This little house is my home. The hound dog's always shedding on our furniture. He's shredding while he's chewing on whatever he can steal. Things just keep on breaking all around the love we're making, but the foundation is the rock on which we heal. I was scared to hope that a life like this was out there, that a place like this really could exist. I never saw it coming, worn out as I was from running, but I knew it from the moment we first kissed. This little house is falling apart. So many memories, I can feel it's beating hard. This little house, I'm no longer alone. This little house is my home. This little house Would have been better if my guitar was in tune, but that's okay. So that is what I've got for you this evening. And so, as we have many times before for centuries, we will rise for the Aleinu on page 568. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, 586. Sorry about that. Latet gedula liotzer bereshit. Shehu, sorry. Shelo asanu kegoye aratzot, velo samanu kimishpekot hadama. Shelo samchel kenu kahem, vigor aleinu kechol hamonam. Vanachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malkei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'nemar, v'haya Adonai, l'melech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad. Ushemo echad. Okay. And we continue on page 598. Do we usually sit? No? Okay, good. I guess I just didn't notice. Okay, we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be for blessing. Tonight we are in a period of Aninut, before the burial, of Estelle Teitelbaum, mother of Heidi Leibowitz. We are in Shloshim, the month of mourning for Melvin Heffler, father of Donna Sarur and Sharon. And we are observing the Yortzites of Al Berg, Max Berkowitz, Gertrude Bernstein, Ralph Bizak, Abraham Brand, Joseph Bronze, Ray Croce, Daniel Daniels, Lauren Stock, Leonard Dutkowitz, Robert Elberg, Roberta Epstein, Jay Fisher, Anna Goldenberg, Nathan Goldstein, Ruth Gordon, Mala Herskovitz, Arthur Lenz, Celie Lipson, Rosalie Meltzer, Sheldon Pitkin, Saul Pomerantz, Rose Rodas, Clara Shive, Charles Schwartz, Jane Schwartz, Mary Siegel, Marjorie Skalka, Helen Teicher, and Joseph Weiss. Is there anybody out there in Zoom or here in this room who is observing the Yortzeit of anyone that we did not mention? Okay. If I mispronounced something, I apologize. If you would like to call out the name pronounced correctly, please do so. I do my best, but this is definitely not my strength. We will continue on page 598 with the Chatzi Kaddish. Are there any names in the? Okay. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah ve'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon u'v'chayedechol Beit Yisrael b'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ulmei olmaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudsha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata Damiran be'ama v'imru, amen. Yehi shlam araba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us all and to all Israel, to which we say, amen. And now we go from the holiness of Kaddish to the sanctification of the Kiddush, which can be found on page 123 in the brackets if you have that small book. Anybody feeling the burning desire to sing the Kiddush tonight? No? No? Okay. All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'hava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techilah l'mikra'ei kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim ki banu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Oh.
Yeah, you get the sample.
Yes.
Finest.
Tastes like it's out of a sealed plastic cup. I believe we could be seated now. We continue with our prayers of healing, Mishaberach, which can be found on page 371 in the middle of the page. We have a very, unfortunately, extensive list of people on our Mishaberach list, so I am not going to read any names tonight, but I am looking and I am holding them all in my heart and hoping for a very speedy recovery and an end to their suffering. People on Zoom, people in the room, please let me know who you are praying for healing for. Maxine? Judy? Is there anything on there?
To Kara Baker,
Okay.
Art Grodsky, and Chris Stern.
Kara Baker, Art Grodsky, Chris
Whitney
Stern.
Aronson.
Yes, Whitney Aronson, Paul Mickles, and Marilyn Hollander.
They're coming fast and furious.
I think that's it. Okay. And we continue in the middle of page 371. Misheberach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body us say, Amen. 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 I pray for healing for all those people on our list, all the names that we mentioned, for all of us and for everyone out there that needs our prayers. Okay, it's the birthday and the anniversary list. I'm not as passionate about this as Susie, as Rabbi Moskowitz is. There's just a lot of names. But it was fun to see February 18th, which was my birthday, and all of the people here that share my birthday. I know we we mentioned last week Nathan's birthday. Mary? Woo-hoo! We love when Mary's celebrating someone's birthday. I don't think that Jeff Nackinson is on the Zoom tonight, but his birthday was on the 22nd. Sue Ellen Somer, there's no Somers here. I don't know if Joyce is on, but if you're on, Joyce, happy birthday to Russ on the 28th. And I think that's what I've got. Would you like a birthday in absentia song? Well, my birthday was sort of half celebrated before I left for Nashville. And so, let's just do it. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, and many more. Yes, I don't think I see any anniversaries of anybody that's around either, so I didn't mess that up. All right. Well, you know what that means. It means that it's time for the announcements. Yeah! And the crowd roared. You got your own?
No, I don't. I got my own announcements, not my own mic. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Well, I couldn't quite get it in under an hour. But you got it under an hour and 15 minutes. This is short. There's not a lot going on. So you did an amazing job leading the service.
Thank you, Tony.
Great job. And
Thank you.
Thrilled to hear about your trip from Nashville and your beautiful love song.
Oh, thank you.
You got a wonderful career ahead. Vincent, welcome back. Always good to have you here. Well, as I said, they're short and sweet. We have tomorrow's Shabbat Torah study. Will be off-site at 10 after 9. On Monday, my Board of Trustees meeting. Always a thrill. Tuesday, the 27th, we have our Brotherhood event. It's axe throwing. I always thought the combination of axe throwing and alcohol was not a good idea. But apparently, it has taken off. After following axe throwing is axe catching. And at 7 o'clock the same night, David Sussman will be speaking at the Suffolk County JCC. It's a Stand with Israel event. Friday, March 1st at 5:30, we have a Tat Shabbat. And at 6:30, Shabbat Services. We'll be back here. On March 8th, dinner and speaker, Wild Wild West and the Jews, following our services. And we'll welcome back Rabbi Moskowitz, who will be reporting on her 5-day trip to Israel. And also, we'll be wishing her a very happy 60th birthday.
She's
She may not want me to mention that number, but she's not old. No, a lot younger than I am. So
my sister is actually celebrating her 60th birthday the day before Rabbi Moskowitz.
okay. Well, we have Purim on the 24th. Shake It Up at Taylor Swift Purim Spiel.
Yes, we are starting rehearsals for that on Thursday at 7 p.m. An email will go out to all of the religious school families, and anybody that wants to participate is welcome.
Okay, and almost done. May 20th, we have our Temple of the Torah golf outing, mahjong, canasta, tennis, and now pickleball. We have the Village is on our website. All of their events are posted, and Pippin tickets are on sale on our website. So please purchase them, and we look forward to that. Again, Shabbat Shalom, great weekend, and take us home.
All right. So I actually was going to reprise Gesher Tzar Ma'od, but I changed my mind because I forgot that there was one thing I wanted to say that I didn't say, but I'm going to say it really fast. Ah, oh, I knew I was going to eat that. I was thinking when I started writing this song that I seem to have lost in Nashville that a few small tweaks, and it could be, let's see, the paint is always peeling, cobwebs hanging from the ceiling, our sanctuary. Every draft is welcome through its walls. But the sanctuary's warm, and though the seats are old and torn, there's no more cozy place I can recall. And this is our house, this little house. We are going to be renovating the sanctuary, and you can donate money. And then I'll write a new song about how beautiful it is. This synagogue is falling apart. So many memories. I can feel it's beating hard. In this synagogue, we're no longer alone. Oof. This synagogue is our home. This synagogue is home. Oh, no, I have to do a benediction? I'm not good at those. Please rise for the final benediction. May you all write love songs, and may this synagogue truly and truly be your home and us your family. Thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom.
That was it. You should play that.
I just want to turn off. Yeah, I cannot get rid of it.
I'll probably just have to say goodnight. Yeah, say goodnight to the Zoom folk. Nothing tomorrow.
No, yeah. So next Saturday.
I mean, I might be alone again next Saturday. I don't know. Oh, yeah? It's certainly possible. Yeah, so will I. All right, I'm going to go turn everything off.
I like your song.
Thank you.